What is up, guys? Shinchi42 here. In today's video of Rise of Kingdoms, we're going to be interviewing KingHang of Kingdom 67. Now, I know you guys have been enjoying all of the interview videos in here, guys. So make sure if you guys are enjoying and want to see more, subscribe to this channel, turn the notifications on, and don't forget, guys, give the video a thumbs up whenever you guys are enjoying the show. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this and get to hear KingHang's voice from 67. All right, man. So I have a few questions for you. Basically, Ark of Osiris League. Where does your alliance stand? Have you guys registered yet?
Our alliance just registered, but we haven't put the governors in. So our current rank is 0. I mean, 999 plus, because we haven't complete the registration yet.
I see. And I believe Kingdom 67 is one of the top kingdoms, right? Top 32?
Yes, top 32.
Nice.
Maybe around 20-ish, I'll say.
Nice. And you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yes, no problem. Hi everyone. Yeah, my name's KingHang, and I'm from New York, and I'm currently from Alliance Anonymous in Kingdom 1067.
Nice. Okay, so Ark of Osiris League. What is your prediction for your alliance, and how far do you think your alliance will get?
Yeah, to be honest, we were really thinking top 32, maybe around 20th, according to the power. But our kingdom is, so we might have 2 teams. So I guess in this case, it might be lucky even if we pass the elimination round, the first 2 rounds. Currently from the ranking, we're way off. I don't even think just based on the power, we're gonna be having an easy time passing the elimination round, because currently I think, I mean, I love the idea of Ark of Osiris League, but I think it should be constructed somewhere more fair and balanced, because what everyone's doing right now, gather a bunch of for alliances, the top alliances, they don't need to do that because they already have everyone that's being top well. So I think what they should do is really to have a cap, because this is no different. I think this is a very good idea, league, but it's really no different than the regular Ark of Osiris, because in the regular Ark of Osiris, whichever team has the highest power wins, and then the current matchmaking is not that great for a team that has the similar and we fought them last month, and we beat them easily. But this time they have the similar matchmaking, but they just have a bunch of wealths, and the matchmaking itself has a cap. So we were actually fighting a completely different team, and then they beat us with a small margin. And I can see this in the in the Ark of Osiris League. That's why I say I'm not too optimistic about our ranking. If we can pass the elimination round, I'll be really happy. That's my realistic goal.
I see. So basically, you're trying to say you're not super excited for the Ark of Osiris League.
No, I don't think so.
At least that's an honest opinion, right? I mean, that's good.
Well, I mean, hey, this is a pay-to-win game. I mean, that, I know that, everyone knows that. But I was just hoping that there's an event that is like like that will truly reflect the strategy of all the teams, how the teamwork is, instead of just focus 90% on the individual players power. Hey, because there are many great like free to win players that teams, like they have great teamwork, they have crazy strategy, but they just aren't gonna go anywhere because of the limit of their power.
I agree. And another thing with the matchmaking, right, is like when you're paired up with the matchmaking with older kingdoms, it's unfair because the older kingdoms will have higher technology, better commanders, and it's just unfair at the end of the day, I think.
Of course, I mean, like any sports, if you want, like if you want to be like truly fair, or like to show the competitiveness of individual teams or players skill rather than their wealth, you really have to have a different set of matchmaking, like currently what this Ark of Osiris League is doing is just people to gather all the top players of each kingdom into a team. Our kingdom was trying to do that, but we don't have wells. We don't have any wells. So there, it just doesn't make a difference whether it's like our alliance team or the kingdom team. So that's why we didn't gather all our top players. That's why everyone's not really that super excited about this league, because we know we aren't gonna go anywhere realistically.
Oh, I see. That's not good. That's not a good mindset. But I think you guys are going to do fine. I mean, you guys are top 32. I'm sure you guys are going to, progress very well there, I think. And I've heard good stuff about your kingdom because one of my friend in real life is actually from this kingdom. So
Well, I mean, yeah, yes, I mean, but if you look at it, the top kingdoms, they have several teams. They're already on top of the list.
that's true.
I mean, what I was thinking is that rather they should do something that to promote something to break up the top teams, maybe to have an actual cap of the power of the teams,
I see.
to have a realistic goal.
Something like a
What?
category, like
Yeah,
League A, League B, League C, so where we can
yeah,
differentiate.
yes. Or I mean, I was thinking something like that, or to have something like, hey, each participating team can only have this amount of power. So top kingdom, top alliances, maybe JM, JWM, instead of having one team registered, they can have 2 or 3 teams. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Hmm. Yeah, because of this league thing, if you're in the bottom end of the ranking, you're most likely not gonna win. If we're being honest, right?
Yes, I mean, that's what I was saying. Do you really want to judge someone by their skill or just by their money?
Yeah,
It is what it is. But
that is true. How about this? What is your one advice that you can give everyone for participating Ark of Osiris?
I'm sorry, I
Oh,
didn't get your.
what is your advice to everyone that is playing Ark of Osiris?
my my advice, well, first of all, if you really want to pass the elimination round, at least the average team, like for example, at least you need to have T5s, and with a certain amount of troops. I will say around 3 million troops. It doesn't matter whether it's T1, T2, T3, or T4, because nowadays, if you look at a lot of the matches, people just don't care about gathering or defending the structures. I know this isn't gonna be a fair game, but just like if you really want to do well, at least like do well, you need to have a certain amount of the troops in order to complete the objectives. Like we have fought many great teams. I mean, like, and then we were lucky to win those matches. Only reason being that we have people. Everyone is assigned to a certain role. Like if you have like good troop, good commanders, you go out there, you fight, you lead the rally, you defend the structure. Otherwise, if you don't, at least try to do your best with gathering, like gathering non-stop, and then harassing it. This is all about like strategic. I mean, like a good strategy somehow can offset the power difference.
That's true. That's true. We've competed also in in Ark where our power is lower than the other the opponent, and we still won. It's all about strategy. And I like what you said about troops is one of the big things, and you're trying to point out is this coordination, right? Coordination from leaders, which is good.
And like honestly, another advice, like actually I'm surprised to hear that from like many of our opponents is actually like communication. A lot of the Ark of Osiris team, they don't even use Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just rely on like typing, and then a lot of the time people just don't look at it.
Yeah,
And
that's
then people
hard.
just. And then another thing, what I will say is, if you truly want to do well in Ark of Osiris, you need to have your own tempo. Like like you can't let other people play their game, especially against someone that is like way stronger than you. Like meaning that you can't just like fight field battles. I mean, we have people just back then like fight field battles, and then we lost like miserably because like those top players, they want to engage in field battle with you because like they have like 5 max Q, and you have like just semi decent commanders.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna lose. It doesn't like So what we did was to send a warning to every participant of our Ark of Osiris League. We have like a set amount of maybe around like 25 players, and then like sometimes like we just rotate some people out, or like some people just couldn't come. Like we just send out warnings that absolutely no field battles.
So basically, capturing capturing structures is really important, right? Because that's where you generate points.
Yes, and then a lot of times it's like a lot of the mistakes even the top teams made is whenever they capture the structures, like maybe let's say with a a 1.5 or 1 million rally, the next thing is that everyone will be leaving the structure, like
Yeah.
left it completely empty, and then everyone just go like fight field battles, and then losing the structures easily. I mean, realistically, like like our last Ark of Cyrus was a very good one. Like we made a lot of mistakes because it was a fairly new team. Like like I say, I hope we can do a lot better. But it was a good experience. We lost it like by like 4,000, 3,000 or 4,000 points. But it kind of point out a lot of our weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have people like even after playing like 10, 12 Ark of Osiris games, like they still make like the simplest mistake.
That is
like,
true. And with this Ark of Osiris League, it's going to be very different because you're going to, get more strategies from, top alliances when you match up, and everything is going to change each time. So you have to adjust, and strategy is going to be playing a big role as well for the top players or the top alliances. Now, I kind of want to have
Yes.
Last question for you is that something a little bit funny. What is the silliest thing you have ever done in Ark of Osiris?
The silliest thing?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me think about it. Huh. Well, it's really funny because I didn't really change much of what I did, but I guess the silliest thing that I did was our first game, and I believe it was our second game, and we were fighting Slouty, and at that time he was if I remember correctly, he was 80 million. He camped middle with 5 T5 troops.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then I was just randomly winging their YOLO and try to fight him, and then I got smashed really really hard. That was it. Now, that was the dumbest because our strategy at that time was to let go the middle and then focus on rallying the the structures. But I was like, hey, you know what? Screw that. I want to fight the top player. And then I went in there and I got smashed.
So don't YOLO on Ark.
Yeah, no.
Awesome.
People do that. So you know what? I hope to see you guys in the league, and then we have 2 sets of strategies ready, and hopefully that will get us somewhere close to sweet 16.
That's good. I really hope the best for your alliance and for your kingdom, especially for coming KVK as well.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for the chance. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Bye bye.